Everyone, welcome back. So in this video I will show you how to do advanced widgetkit stuff inside your React Native application. So I will first show you guys a demo. So this is my application. Now I will close it. I will long press on my application. I will click edit home screen. I will click on the plus button at the top. Then I will search for my application, and here you can see so at the start all this data which you see, like I'm not able to pronounce it because this is some random data generated from the API which I'm using, but all this data is coming from the API itself. So there is a network call which is happening, and okay, as well as I will choose the second widget as well. So there are two widgets which I have created for this application. So I will just search again for my app name, and this is the second widget, and I will select that as well. And all this data is coming again from a network API call, and if you try to click any of your widget, it will open your application. So this tutorial is applicable for new architecture as well as old architecture, so it doesn't matter. If you want to enable new architecture, you can just follow the React Native documentation. So all you have to do is open your iOS project inside Xcode, then click on file, new, target, then you have to search for widget, then click on next, and you can give any name. I have given it as React widgets. Then you have to make sure include live activity as well as include configuration intent. Both of these are unchecked, and then click on finish. Then Xcode will ask, do you want to activate something? Just click on the activate button. Then here, this is the file. Here you might be seeing lot of code. You have to delete most of the code. All you have to do is you have to just keep this struct of React widgets or whatever your widget name is, and the only change which you have to make is you have to add this supported families of system, medium as well as large, and you can change the display name as well as description to whatever you want. Next you have to create this to do file. So just create new Swift file, but while creating the Swift file, make sure the target membership of React widget extension is checked. So here you can see my target membership is checked of React widget extension. This is applicable for all the files which we will create inside React widgets, otherwise you will face an issue. So here you can see, like, I have created a struct of to do, and it is decodable as well as identifiable. And you might be wondering what all this. So this is all the data which I get from my API. So whatever is your API structure, API's JSON structure, you can define it over here. So I get user ID, title as well as completed, and I have also defined one placeholder just in case if there is no data. Then I have created another simple entry Swift file. Make sure the target membership is React widget extension, and here I have it takes a date as well as it takes a to do, and it extends timeline entry. Next I have created a provider class. Before that you have to create this to do service class. So here is where our API calling code would be present. So here I have defined this. This is my base URL, and I have created one generic helper method to fetch all data from the API. Now to get all the to dos, I'm just calling this fetch API, and I'm passing this to do as an a generic data type, and the endpoint is to do slash. So this base URL followed by to dos, and if you want to get a particular to do, you just have to pass the ID, and the URL will change slightly, okay, and you will get a single to do. Now I have created a provider class. Now this I have copied from so you might be remembering there was a lot of code present in this file which we deleted. Like, I have just moved some of the provider code over to this file. So this is already present, and inside placeholder I am just passing this, okay. And there are two other methods called get snapshot and get timeline. So inside get snapshot we are actually calling the API, which you can see, and I am fetching the first 5 items, and after that I am creating an entry and sending it as a completion handler. If there is a catch clause, then I'm just calling the placeholder of our to-dos. Similarly for get timeline, getting all the to-dos from API, then fetching the first 5 then we are creating an entry, then we are updating the timeline every 30 minutes. Like, I'm not sure what the minimum time is for updating the timeline, but you could definitely cannot keep it as 1 second. Like, iOS won't allow it. Even if you keep it as 1 second, iOS won't refresh your timeline every single second, because that would drain battery a lot. And once you create a timeline, we are sending it as a completion handler. If there is an catch clause, we are just sending the placeholder instead of the API call. Rest all remains the same. And then I have created this entry view, which is a Swift UI file. First we get the widget family from environment variable, and the widget family can either be medium or large. Then there is an entry which is provider.entry, and if from that entry we will actually get our to-dos. So for system medium, I am just getting the first to-do and displaying it inside our text. Similarly for large, I am looping over all the to-dos, but as you know, we are fetching only the first 5 to-dos, so you have to be careful that you don't show a large list of items, otherwise they might crop out from your screen. So this is my h tag, and this is the text which I am displaying. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.